On August 29, 2018, less than a week before the start of the school year, it was announced that drinking water in all Detroit Public Schools Community District would be turned off. The superintendent of Detroit Public Schools Community District, Dr. Nikolai Vitti, said in a statement that this testing, unlike previous testing, evaluated all water sources from sinks to drinking fountains, and higher than acceptable levels were identified for copper and/or lead in 16 schools at one or more water sources. He says that although we have no evidence that there are elevated levels of copper or lead in our other schools, out of an abundance of caution and concern for the safety of our students and employees, I am turning off all drinking water in our schools until a deeper and broader analysis can be conducted to determine the long-term solutions for all schools. This is a list of the 16 schools that were identified as having elevations in lead or copper. As you'll know, most are elementary and middle schools. Additionally, DPSCD held engagement sessions for parents to come in and get answers to the concerns that they had about the water issue. In a joint statement, the Great Lakes Water Authority and the Detroit Water and Sewage Department wanted to assure Detroit residents and customers of the Great Lakes Water Authority's regional system that they are not affected by the lead and copper issues that the Detroit Public Schools Community District was facing. And they particularly blame the aging infrastructures of the schools for this issue. To put some perspective on this, here is the temperature in Detroit for the first week of class. Note that on the first day of school, there was a high of 91, and a little bit more context is that most schools in Detroit don't have air conditioning. At the high school I graduated from, Cass Tech, 2 of the samples collected were above the EPA's recommendation for lead at 15 microgram per liter, and 4 samples were above the 1300 microgram per liter limit for copper, as reported by the ATC Group Services, LLC. In a Southwest Detroit middle school, Clifford Academy, one of the samples analyzed was above the EPA's recommended level of 15 micrograms per liter, and it was in the teacher's lounge, meaning parents, students, and teachers were all affected by this water shutoff. I actually got to speak to a student from Clifford Academy and gain some insight from how she's feeling about this issue. So, how does it make you feel that your school doesn't have drinking water?
It makes me feel upset and angry because I've been drinking that water for 6th and 7th grade, and I think, how long has it been like that, and why haven't they told us?
So how do you get your water at school now?
The water coolers.
And how reliable are they?
Not that much, because a lot of people drink from it, and it may take a while for the janitor to put in a new one.
And here, I've included some other not-so-tame reactions to the situation. So what does the Environmental Protection Agency have to say about the lead? The EPA reports that even low levels of lead in the blood of children can result in behavior and learning problems, lower IQ and hyperactivity, slowed growth, hearing problems, anemia, and in even rare cases, ingestion of lead can cause seizures, coma, and even death. Unfortunately, many have also pointed out that it is not a unique issue of Detroit. It's an issue across the nation. For instance, the majority of Baltimore public schools have not had drinking water for a decade now. This was also due to lead contamination. Baltimore City public schools are slowly recovering from this issue. There are now 16 schools with systems that make all the water safe to drink, the majority of these being recently rebuilt or renovated under a $1 billion initiative. Other schools in Baltimore, like Hampstead Hill Elementary, are equipped with lead removal filters on water fountains as part of a pilot program. These are hydration stations. Which leads us to what was announced on October 9, 2018. DPS schools officials said they will install hydration systems throughout the district to provide clean and drinking water for students and staff. The stations will filter out lead, copper, and other contaminants. They will install one station for every 100 students in all buildings, as well as one in every gym and faculty lounge. This is a nearly $3 million initiative. For those interested, I have included a list of donors that were announced on October 9th for this nearly $3 million project. The plan is to have all the systems in every school building by the summer of 2019, and will continue to use water coolers until then. Yet, I still, as many others do, have some concerns about this new project. Will the filters be maintained, and will they be enough?